wanted to be out in front. Now you are. Good luck.
Yeah, what's going on, fam? It's your man, VACAY-J, and yes, I'm back with another video. This is for Snowfall, Season 5, Episode 9, and yes, we knew it was going to come down to this, family. You know, the way that Aunt Louie was moving, and whatever we're finding out here, just in that video alone, yeah, this is Aunt Louie Snowfall for real. So we're going to break down this episode, and you already know, family, yeah, it's about to turn up. So let's get right into it. So where we left off, we remember that Aunt Louie put a hit out on Kane and was going to have Bo, the police officer, do it, right? So they're at the pool hall, and Kane is out there with his boys, and they notice how Bo and his police officers roll up on Kane and his crew. So now we're seeing the aftermath of everything that's going on. Your boy Bo looks like he's upset. And here comes the detective. He comes over. For those that watch Ruthless, this is Mac from Ruthless. So he comes over and he says, hey, what's going on? Let me know what's happening. Let me know the story. What exactly happened? Why are you here? And why do we have a police officer that is now dead? So he's like, tell me the story is exactly as it's supposed to happen, right? So Bo was saying how supposedly, yeah, they got word that there was some product at the pool hall. So they rolled up on the spot and the culprits pulled out some straps. That didn't happen. Bo and his crew came up with the straps and he started chasing after Kane. Kane runs because it's obvious that Kane doesn't have a strap, right? He doesn't know what's going on. And he runs to the back, running away from Bo, and Bo shoots him in the back. But he's telling the detective that no, the guy pulled out a strap on him and he felt that his life was in danger, so he fired. At the same time, what Bo didn't want was him finding out that one of his police officer guys that was with him actually got shot as well. So that is a no-no. I mean, when you got this going on, he basically was sloppy with the whole thing and got one of his boys taken out. Gonna find out he did shoot Kane, but Kane didn't die. He was barely hanging on to his life, so they took him to the hospital. So now we're at Franklin's crib. And yeah, he gets a phone call from the desk. And yeah, he allows the person and says, hey, yeah, send him up, send him up. We see who it is. It's Leon, and Leon comes through. This is the first time Leon is here at this penthouse, right? So he's impressed. He's like, man, this is crazy, right? So, of course, Leon is telling Franklin what's going on because he's been paging him. But he's letting him know, like, you know, there's a lot going on. You know, Franklin, he's trying to recover from what happened with that whole chocolate fountain and everything else like that from the last episode. So Leon goes in and tells him that, yeah, there was a hit out on Kane yesterday. And yeah, he's been trying to get at him, but Leon figured it out that it was Aunt Louie that put the hit out on Kane. And Franklin's like, yo, what you want me to do, man? That's family. You know, I can't tell you what to do, but I'm not going to get involved. There's nothing for me to do. You know, you guys can do whatever you want to do, but I'm not going to get involved with it. So Leon's like, yeah, you're just going to stay up in this penthouse and that's it, right? You're just going to live that life. So Leon takes his book and he walks out. Now back at the precinct, we see the chief is there. He's sitting down with Bo Diddley. And Diddley, man, he seems like he is super high, right? And you could tell. So they're like, yo, you're under investigation. We got to get a blood test. We got to see what's going on. And he's like, for real? So you really going to have us try to clean stuff up, but not you worrying about whether we doing stuff or not? And all of them are looking at Bo like, yo, you are super high, man. It's clear as day that you made a mistake. You didn't clean up where you messed up. And now you're basically suspended and you're probably going to be fired, you know? So they all looking at him like, yeah, man, you got one of our boys in blue killed because of one of your little mistakes, and you coming up in here looking high as a kite. So he's talking about getting a union rep, and the chief is like, listen, if you don't cooperate, we're going to like add on criminal charges to everything. So give up your badge, give up your gun, go home, and we're going to do the investigation. Now we got your boy Franklin. He's talking with Veronique. And she's like, yo, you should have called me when you was all messed up on that stuff. And he's like, yeah, we had a conversation. We had a long conversation. You was there, And she was like, yeah, what if I took the strawberries? Like, yo, I don't even want to think about it. But he's really on some like, I don't want to talk about it. How about we get away? How about we go somewhere to clear my mind? So now we got Ruben, the Cuban national, and here comes Cece, right? Sissy boy. I don't know why she got involved with this dude. But he shaved his beard and he's like, yeah, you kind of tripped out. And she's like, hey, listen, I got you to the wedding. The product trafficker and the strap trafficker were there. So did you get any information? So he's like, yeah, I got some information. It was definitely good. And yeah, we're going to do what we have to do now to go a little deeper to find out exactly who these guys are, what they're doing. That's the only way we're going to get to Teddy and all of that. He says, listen, we're the only hope for saving your son from the CIA. So now we see Avi, who is the strap trafficker, right? And Teddy, he rolls in as well. So he rolls in with Parissa. Avi's talking to Parissa. He's obviously impressed by her and everything else like that. And they want to talk about what's going on with their countries. But she's like, I think Theodore wants to talk to you about some other things, right? So she goes to have a drink. He's like, yeah, to be young again. He's like, yeah, you're still young. But Teddy wants him to get some straps ready, like a whole bunch of straps, and send it down south. That's going to be the final thing that they're going to do. And Avi's like, please, let me know there's going to be more wars for us to, do business. And he's like, of course, there's always a war that's going to be going on with me, So they're basically getting paid off of everything that has everything to do with destruction of other people. So now at the hospital, Leon goes to the hospital, talks to one of Kane's boys. And Kane's boy's like, yo, yeah, he's not going to walk again, whatever the case is. He's like, are you here to tell me something? Do you know anything? And we see if Leon is actually going to snitch on Aunt Louie, but he doesn't, right? So now we see Bo Diddley. Now he's at his, I guess, baby mama house. He's trying to see his kids, but she's not trying to have it. She sees in his eyes, and we can all see in his face, he is high as a kite. And she's like, I'm not letting you see the kids. In fact, once this investigation is done, I'm going to make sure you never see your kids again. As long as you highlight this, you better clean up your act, kicks him out of the house, so he runs out of the house. Bo is just going downhill for real. So now we see Aunt Louie with her little stash, and it ain't little. She got a whole lot of bread up in there right there. You know what I'm saying? So she's doing very, very well. Now, Leon comes to see her. He's like, listen, you going to go back on your word like that? And she's like, yo, I never promised that I wasn't going to hit at him. You guys did. Y'all wanted to do business with him. I decided something different. So I put the hit out on him, and the whole nine is business. And it is what it is. He tried to get at us. We're going to get at him. So Leon's like, listen, you better be prepared for what you just started. I didn't tell them it was you because I don't want any more blood on my hands. But you better be prepared for what's coming for you because they will retaliate on you. If they find out, eventually they will find out. So you better be prepared. So Leon leaves. Now we see Franklin and Veronique. Of course, your boy's a pilot. He's flying in a plane. When he talk about getting away, your boy Franklin gets away. Of course, he's talking to her, making sure she's good. And she's like, I don't think this was a good idea. You got one of those bags. He's like, yo, why don't you just throw up in your bag? She's like, nah, not that bag, right? She's like, yeah, just chill, just breathe, and everything else like that. And she's looking at where they're going, and it looks like it's a real nice place that they're flying into, right? Looks like Mexico, right? Remember, they're in California, so you can fly over and go to Mexico, right? So your boy is real good with the flying, you know what I'm saying? He's a pilot and all of that, and it's all good. They get away just to clear their minds, and they go to the beach. So he's telling her about what the conversation that he had with her in his mind when he was on that stuff. And he's like, yeah, you told me that I can't be a gangster and a dad and a family man at the same time. He's like, listen, I haven't told you everything. And, they're sitting at the beach. It's a beautiful scenery. And he's like, yeah, I'm really a monster. And then she goes in to tell her story about how, her and her mom was scamming and everything else like that. And that her mom pretty much took somebody out when she was younger. And yeah, they basically left this dead man in a hotel and everything else like that. So she's trying to relate to him, But he's like, yo, that's not the same thing, but I understand where you're coming from trying to relate to me. So now we see the first drop of Teddy and Aunt Louie. So they're joking about the party, and Teddy's like, yeah, I heard it was a crazy party and this, that, and the third, right? He was expecting Jerome to show up at the drop, but her security shows up. So, of course, he has a problem with that because he's paranoid about what happened. He's like, yeah, next time if I don't see Jerome, it's not going to go down. You know, that's the way it is. You know what I'm saying? You can blame Franklin for that because I got hit last time. It's not going to happen this time. So, of course, Aunt Louie, she's seeing that he's basically a bully when it comes down to this business. So they do the drop and then they leave. Your boy also is like, yo, are you sure that you want to do this, man? You want to mix business with the whole family blood thing? He's like, what do you mean? He's like, yo, Franklin's young. You know, he has pride. And yeah, you about to mess some things up. Basically, also is trying to tell him, man, if you do this and keep this up, it's definitely going to be a war. But your boy Teddy don't believe it's going to go down. Man, your man Bo is going down a steep hill. He's falling down. He is robbing these product dealers and getting the crack. I mean, he's doing all types of crazy stuff, man. He's bugging out. So now we see Wanda and we see Leon. And Leon is like, yeah, I think we should talk about what I was talking about the other day. And she's basically like, yo, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Why now? Why are you doing this? And Leon's like, yo, I meant every word. You know, I want us to go away and everything else like that. She's like, yo, I got a good job. He's like, yo, that job's going to be here. I just want us to get away. I found out we can get a passport in 24 hours and the whole nine. So she's thinking and everything. And she's just like, why you want to get away? You ashamed of me because of what I went through in the past? And he's like, nah, I want you to come and help me, you know, take care of our people. You know, just get away and let's make things happen. And she proceeds to tell him like, yo, she's still in love with him. He's like, listen, how about we get away and then we'll figure out if we still got something between us. So, yeah, Franklin's downstairs getting a drink. He's like, what's going on? You know, and they talking about the wedding and how crazy it was, you know, with all of that chocolate fountain stuff. And, you know, he's like, I'm glad y'all got married. You know, everything is all cool, right? But they're about to tell Franklin the bad news. You saw that in the video prior to us starting this whole recap, right? So, yeah, she tells Franklin that, yeah, they got up with Teddy and they're getting their product directly from Teddy. He's like, yo, you went to the plug. You went behind my back. And she's like, listen, we wanted to do this for ourselves. We told you that we wanted to change things up and we want to go our own path. And we find out that, yeah, 90% of Franklin's business goes through Aunt Louie. And that they're expanding with his idea. They're taking his idea and expanding on things. And it's crazy how they doing Franklin like this. But she don't care. Aunt Louie don't care. You know, and Jerome is like, yo, let's just be reasonable. And Franklin's like, I don't care about your reasonable. You know what I'm saying? How about that? How you feel about that? And yeah, I mean, Franklin looked real hurt. But he's like, you know what? It is what it is. Y'all want to be out front? You're out front now. Good luck. Meaning now they in competition. And yeah, Franklin basically taught them the game, but now it's on. So now we see your boy Bo Diddley, boy. Your Bo is in Aunt Louie's office, right? And he is tripping. He's like, yo, I've been paging you. He sees some product. He's like, may I? He's going to take some of the product. He's like, yo, I've been calling you. Listen, you know, I'm about to lose my job. And all of a sudden that they doing a test. And she's like, when did they start caring about what's going on with y'all? It's like, well, I want my money. You know what I'm saying? I want the rest of my money. She's like, well, you didn't finish the job because Kane is still here. He's still alive. You know what I'm saying? You was supposed to dead him, right? So he started whimpering and crying. And she's like, listen, I'm going to put you on the budget. You're an important asset to me. And now Bo is going to be working for Aunt Louie, right? Because Bo is out of a job. And yeah, he's already on that stuff, but she's going to find a way to get him to do whatever she wants him to do. So now we see Ruben, the Cuban national, and this Russian KGB guy talking about Playboy. They go to Avi's spot and they break into Avi's spot, right? They find out where his operation is. So they going through paperwork, going through this, going through that, right? Not even supposed to be there, but they're up in there looking at Avi's spot. Of course, Avi comes out with the strap, Like, none of y'all move, don't move, whatever. The Russian dude tries to make a move on Avi. Boom, he gets blasted. And then Ruben and Avi start wrestling. Looks like Avi's winning or whatever. He's choking him or whatever. But yeah, he knocks him down and hits him in the neck. And boom, knocks him out, right? So Ruben survives that one. And I don't know if Avi's knocked out or if he's gone, right? I think he's just knocked out. So now we see Franklin. He's at a diner and he's waiting to sit down with your boy Teddy. And they talking about, how LA, they go there, nobody's around or whatever. They just chit-chatting. And Franklin goes in to say, you know what? I've made you over $58 million and I've served the country and I've done all this and that. But for me to find out this way that, yeah, you and my aunt are now doing business and that's 90% of my business being taken away. And Teddy's just like, yo, it's not personal, it's business. He's like, he finishes the sentence. He's like, you know how many times you said that to me? But I find this to be personal, So basically, with you going behind my back and Aunt Louie going behind my back, basically our business relationship is done. I've done everything that I need to do. You made a lot of money. We made a lot of money. And now I'm pretty much done with you. Pretty much Franklin is deading Teddy at this point. So it is what it is. Franklin stands up, puts out his hand, say, you know what, good luck. And Teddy shakes his hand and says, good luck to you, Franklin. And it seems like they end on a mutual term, like it's all good, but we already know it's not all good. Franklin is going to get payback, and we know this. So yes, that is the episode 9 recap, family, of Snowfall. Man, this is Aunt Louie Snowfall. We finding out a whole lot of information that we didn't know before. That, yeah, all this time, 90% of Franklin's business was going through Aunt Louie and Uncle Jerome. So now Franklin has to maneuver a different way. So we're going to find out what that is in the next episode, the season finale, episode 10. I'm looking forward to it. Definitely drop your comments below. Listen, if you're brand new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Absolutely like, comment below. And yes, do me a favor. Go ahead, smash that like button for me. I appreciate you guys. Listen, if you love that video, definitely check out this next one. Salute.